Hebrew Israelites are described as a black nationalist hate group with militant overtones. They believe blacks are the true descendants of the biblical Israelites, and many of their sects are anti-white. Many here on the East Coast pretty familiar with the group who dress up in robes and preach their teachings on street corners. Israelites.
It's basically slanted. We don't know why they responded in the way they did. You just giving me one side of the story, so.
Okay. Is it okay to disparage other ethnicities in the black Israelite group?
Well, you keep calling it a group. Every nation
religion.
has, it's not a religion, it's nationality.
Okay, is your nationality okay with disparaging other racial groups?
No, not at all.
Okay, that's good. I'm glad you said that.
Yes.
Is there a problem right now with the black Israelites? Are they angry at something specific? What's the beef?
Well, from my perspective, we've been in captivity for 400 years. We've been denied our heritage, our land, what rightfully belongs to us as a people. We've been here for 400 years. We've had miseducation in regards to what belongs to us nationally or ethnically as servants to this country.
So what belongs to you specifically?
Specifically, what belongs to us is the land.
In America?
No.
In Israel?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you here are in America, and you want the land in Israel to be given back to you?
Absolutely.
Because you believe it's rightfully yours?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you probably have to fight with the Palestinians over that.
Well, it's a fight.
Because they think it's theirs too. So
a lot of people think it's theirs, but prophecy says the children of Israel will return to their land from the scattered places that we've been scattered.
Okay. Your group has been called a hate group?
Well, you keep saying my group. The children of Israel came over here in slave ships, and we're in churches, we're in mosques, we're in various religious doctrines that have been perpetrated on us as a captive slave body of people. And this process of awakening to know who we are, our roots are, has taken on many factions. And basically, they've been formulated into religious concepts where ethnically, nationally, we're descendants by seed, by heritage, by birth of the nation of Israel.
All right, so in general, not talking about Covington right now, but in general, do you have a problem with white Americans wearing Make America Great Again hats?
Not at all.
Not at all?
Well, that incident highlighted what the problem is with America today, because you have Native Americans who are speaking out in regards to what transpired with them. And what transpired with them? They were pushed on reservations. They lost their lands. Then you had the Israelite group, who we were brought here by slavery, forced against our will, and given doctrines that don't even belong to us, and we've lost everything. And then you have the Christian school that was there, and they have a right to speak as well.
Okay. I do think some of your members are giving you guys a bad name. Let's just watch some recordings of some of the language that you guys have been using. Roll the tape.
That's right. Y'all are going into slavery for enslaving so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
Anytime anybody hears about the black Israelites, that's what they think of. Now, I know you're saying that, you know, they don't speak for everybody, but they actually do.
It's my pleasure to respond to the footage that we've just seen with my brother, Amore Catriel, responding to the fact that all Israelites are not of the image that has been shown in the footage. And it seems to be the practice of the media to try to discredit Israelites around the world by always portraying us in the images of thugs or gangs or people of violence. And this is just not the case. First of all, we need to realize that Israelites have been a people that have existed for hundreds of years, even thousands of years. For hundreds of years, the Beta Yisrael in the Gondar district of Ethiopia have lived there, and they have never been viewed as or portrayed as thugs or gangsters or anything of the such. In fact, they have an intact priesthood. that is going back thousands of years to the time of King David and King Solomon. You also have the community of Israelites under the late Ben-Ami that went into the land of Israel, and now thousands of them reside in the land of Israel, and they've lived there for over 50 years. They are part of the fabric of the society. Many of the youth even serve in the military in the land of Israel, have been there for 50 years. Our youth there, even their children and grandchildren, speak Hebrew fluently, and they've lived in the land of Israel. Never do we hear of them being portrayed as thugs or gangsters or people of violence. They are there in the land, and they live there amongst the Israelis. They go to school in Israel. They speak Hebrew, as I've said. They're entertaining. They've represented the country of Israel going around the world, again, in the area of entertainment and in other fields, sports as well. That's not the image that's shown. What about the Abiyadea that's in Uganda? They too have known that they're Israelites, and they're there. Anyone can investigate. They're not of the image of those on 25th Street or anywhere in the states that might be on the corners. And again, some of those young men that are there, they're there because they're like many of the young people, frustrated of the injustices, and so they're expressing it. But that's not perhaps the best way to do it. But don't try to label all Israelites. What about the Israelites that are in the Caribbean, all in Jamaica or in Guyana, communities that, again, keep the Torah, way of life. They also keep Passover and the Feast of Unleavened Bread. They study the Hebrew language. They practice and they wear their culture and dress, and they have divine dress styles, even lauded by the Israeli government. They take tours into Dimona every day, displaying and showing other Europeans that visit the Holy Land, the community of Israelites that are living there, marveling at this very interesting sight. This is something that many black people don't want to acknowledge, but that's one of the things that Jewish people say to us all the time. Very interesting. Do your mother know that she's an Israelite? Yes, she does. Very interesting. Does your father know? Yes, very interesting. It's always very interesting to them, but the world doesn't know that, hey, they know that we're not all thugs. They know that we're living right there in Israel with them as citizens of integrity, men and women of virtue. And let's make this clear. What nationality, what nation of people, what ethnic group don't have thieves, liars, murderers? So when we speak about being Israelites, we're not a religion. We're just like any other people on earth. We have people of integrity, we have people of high esteem, and we also have low esteem and criminals, just like in any other European country or any other African, Asiatic country, South American country. So let's not label Israelites as a people by the acts of a few people. That's unfair to others. It's unfair to us as well. So when you interview Israelites, that you see them in the street, just remember, that's only one particular group of people. It's not a label, and don't paint the whole nation of Israel with that brush. It's unfair to us, just as it would be unfair to any other nation of people. Thank you very much.